We are going to end with our favorite segment, a little buy or sell, sponsored by our friends over at Panini. If you need to pick up any of your trading cards, you know where to find them, PaniniAmerica.net. Got the Panini Senior Bowl coming up here in a couple of weeks. Very excited for that as well. But let's get into these games. Miami is a 3.5-point favorite against Ole Miss. Are you buying or selling them as a favorite in this game in the Fiesta Bowl?
I'm selling, and I'm not only selling it, I'm picking the Ole Miss Rebels to win this football game.
Let's go.
This team believes right now. Trinidad Chambliss, he said, listen, I'm a playmaker. I'm an X factor, right? This team, they have a chip on their shoulder. They're pissed off about their head coach leaving them to say that that team is better, even though we beat them in the regular season. So they have a chip on their shoulder. They're going to find a way to win football games. I think Georgia was a better team than Miami, and they found a way to kind of get over that hump of beating a superior SEC team when it really mattered, right? Because Ole Miss has always, they've kind of always been that second-tier SEC team, right? Whether that was Georgia, Alabama, LSU. But now they've reached that point to where, you know what, they got over the hump. They're the last man standing. And I think they go ahead and beat Miami in this semifinals game.
I'm with you. I think not only the 3.5 points, but I like them to win straight up. And I like them to win for all the reasons you mentioned. And the fact that I know that Carson Beck's played okay, but I still know that Carson Beck can be Carson Beck. And I anticipate that he, in this moment, is not going to be able to keep up with Trinidad. That's what I anticipate happening. That could be the back and forth that we saw in that latter half of the game with Georgia, where you saw blow for blow on offense. I just don't see that happening for Miami. I think that Ole Miss, when you believe in yourself and you got a chip on your shoulder and you got a point to prove, it's usually not very good for the other team. And I just anticipate this Ole Miss team is going to come out and they could win it all, man. And if they win it all without Lane, good Lord, it's going to be very interesting in Baton Rouge. All right, last one here, buying or selling. Indiana continues as the favorite. They're a 3.5-point favorite. Indiana wins and beats Oregon for the second time and goes to a national championship and continues on their beautiful, magical season that they're having. Buy or sell?
Paige and Dimakos, this is fun for me, right? Because this is two teams that I traditionally don't believe in.
I
right?
believed in you guys. Not Keith. Your girl believed in you.
These are two teams that I traditionally would be like, you know what? I'm not buying in. I've bought in before. I'm not buying again. I'm going to go with Oregon. And I'm going to go with Oregon because it's hard to beat a team twice, right? And Indiana went to Oregon early on in the year. They beat them. I think Oregon has a bad taste in their mouth. I think they're a better team than what they were back then. As far as offensively, Dante Moore has more starts under his belt. I think they're familiar with each other, so Indiana won't catch them off guard. So I'm going to go with Oregon. And the biggest reason, like I said, is that they faced Indiana before, and it's hard to beat a team twice.
Yeah, I sat there and I looked at it and I go, man, it's so hard to pick against Indiana after you just watch them just absolutely kick whatever level of mystique was left in the Alabama program is gone now because they smoked them in the mouth. And it was a beginning to end, bell to ass whooping on that Alabama football team. That is partially why I am going with the Ducks, and it's because that was such a big win, and it was such a monumental moment. I don't think they're going to have a letdown in that they don't play well. I just think because you're talking about a pretty evenly matched team and a team that knows you and a team that already lost and a team that as much as Indiana's got a chip on his shoulder, Dan Lanning and this team got a chip on their shoulder. They're not forgetting what happened last year when they came in as a favorite and got their teeth kicked in by Ohio State. You better believe that Dan Lanning is using that as motivation for this team to go in there and prove a point. And especially because Indiana beat them in Oregon earlier on, that's a big factor for me. So I'm going with the Ducks. I just want a great game, but I do believe that the Ducks are going to pull one out here. I think they're going to pull one out.
So we both picked Ole Miss. We both picked Oregon, right? So that's our prediction. We got an Ole Miss Oregon national championship game.
We got an O championship happening between two teams who I believe neither team's won a national championship ever. Both teams.
Nope, they haven't.
This is exciting. The Final Four has been fun to see some new faces. Obviously, it's been a minute since Miami's been in this moment as well. So you got a lot of new players in this college football championship. It's a new era in the NIL, and if we get a third straight to back Big Ten champion. Ooh-wee, you better believe I'm coming in hot that next
Well,
day.
you know what? If they win 3, because I'll say this, right? And when we have to be honest about this, nobody gave the SEC credit when it was Alabama and Florida, right? It had to be when LSU jumped in the conversation, when Auburn jumped in the conversation, when there was that third team that jumped into the conversation of winning national championships. So listen, they've had Ohio State, they have Michigan. That's y'all 2 perennial powerhouses, right? The Big Ten. If y'all get Indiana in there, then I'm willing to concede and say, you know what? It's time to have a bigger conversation about the Big Ten.
Ooh-wee, that's music to my ears,
So
everybody.
I am holding on to this Ole Miss thing. I am holding on for dear life.
I know you are. I know you are, which is not going to make you a very popular man in Baton Rouge. That's for sure.